Hey family, if you'd like the book of personal reading, you can find all the details in the description box below, or you can scan here for ease of access. Hello everyone, welcome to Onyx Earth Tarot. Everything you need to know about me is in the description box below. So we're back with another pick a card reading. It's timeless and it is love based. Now, I know it's getting a little cooler, but in my defense, I'm in an area where that does not matter, okay? Because we've got another affogato themed reading. Honestly, what's more fall themed than espresso, right? You just drizzle it on the ice cream. It's great. It's fine. Okay, so we're rolling with it. We're gonna see who's coming towards you in love, how you'll recognize your next partner, and all of the things, okay? Now, not gonna lie, this is a little bit of a sponsored video. I do have just a couple of things that I want to talk about. I know you guys know I recently did a Temu haul. I have a couple of items. I had 3 that I want to just let you know these are my favorites after just sitting with it and reflecting, right? So obviously I love my Blue Secret Tarot deck, and I'll explain to you why. And I'll hold up the prices and the like where you can find everything. All of that's going to be in the description box, as well as special discount, which will be on the screen at some point while I'm talking, as well as the description box. But this deck is something I probably would have gotten myself. Like once I really realized how much I liked it, I was like, let me look it up a little bit. I think there's one on sale at eBay, but like there's like no record of this deck, so I've never seen it before. I don't know where to get it from, so I probably would have gotten this myself on Temu. So I was really glad that I was able to get it from Temu. And then the reason why I mentioned it is like it kind of reminds me of those decks that you can only find at like Marshalls, right? Because I do, like, I'm not a snob when it comes to decks. Like I have my indie decks like Melanin Pop, which is no longer in print, right? Like my Afro Goddess Tarot and Oracle things like that. But like I'll buy a cheapy deck like this, right? At Marshalls, you can see Marshalls. And like, but I don't feel like they sell that anywhere other than Marshalls. You get what I'm saying? And this isn't a recent purchase. I got this like a couple of years ago, so don't hold me that it will still be at Marshalls. But that's kind of the vibe. Like it's certain things you can only find at those really cheap places, right? Those discount stores. So, and I love that, right? So that's kind of the vibe I get with this. I have another deck. I don't know what I did with it. It's the Timeline deck. I'll hold it up so you can see how much I paid for it, as well as what it does. When I did the review, I complained about the fact that it came in raggedy packaging. But again, it feels like the cheapy discount store kind of vibe. So once I started using it, I realized I liked it, right? So I would have gotten that one. And we're going to use all of that today. And again, all of that's in the description box, as well as this astrology dice that I'm really excited about. Like I mentioned when I did the review originally, there was a previous vendor that wanted to send me some stuff, and it just, I don't know, it got lost in translation, in the mail, something, and I never got these along with other pieces. And so I was glad to finally get them from Temu with my other items. Okay. So back to that deck that I cannot find. It's very relevant to your reading because we want to know what's coming towards you in love and how you'll recognize your next partner, right? I lead with singles, and some of you like to do it for fun when you're looking to see what's going on with your current partner, like if I'll tap into the past energy. But I like to do timelines for that type of reading. So that was the perfect deck to use. Again, it means that either we're not getting detailed timelines, or that specific deck just does not need to be the deck that will tell us that. And in me realizing that, me being really excited about my astrology dice, I think that in lieu of timelines where we don't get them, I'm gonna roll these and the 3, right? Because it's numerology. It has astrology signs as well as the planets. So whatever combination of the 3 it lands on will be some key details, key indicators regarding your next partner. So I think that'll be fun. We'll do that at the end of each at the end of each pile. I don't know why I'm saying deck. Some of you, this person, for those of you that watch the intro, it may be specific enough where this person's like into tarot might be relevant. Others of you, they could be decks. Like when I say deck, I mean like a corporate deck, right? Like a presentation, like a PowerPoint, right? That lingo. So, and it could be both, right? So I'm just making sure you aware of that. Love to see it. So I'm not gonna keep talking about the stuff that I got and how excited I am to use it. I'm gonna let you know now. These affogatos are not very different. And in me trying to describe them, it would be weird. So I got this weird channeled energy of, no, you're going to associate them with colors. Now, they're not the colors I'm going to call them, obviously, but we're going to associate them with the colors. Now, for those of you that don't know what that is, it's literally either ice cream, vanilla ice cream, and or gelato with espresso. Okay, that's what that drink. That's what that drink is. That's what that dessert is. But your piles are going to be colors. So, for those of you that are visually impaired, or if you would like to choose based on a number or a color, let's do it now. Pile 1 will be referred to as red. Pile number 2 will be referred to as blue. Pile number 3 will be referred to as yellow. And pile number 4 will be referred to as green. I promise you, I picked random colors. I took the first ones that came with each number. So do what I did. Don't spend too much time thinking on it. If you have a favorite color, roll with it. If not, just pick the one that stood out, okay? I'll give you a moment to make your selection. And if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. All right, pile number 1, what I'm calling my color red pile. Let's see who's coming towards you in love and how you may recognize your next romantic partner. So for those of you that are new, I read and channel past, present, as well as incoming energy. I do read a polarity, which means there's a light as well as a shadow. You just have to find yourself in the lesson, in the journey. So let me start with my deck. Tell me my pile number 1. 4 of Cups. Okay, let's put it here. There's a certain level of disengaged energy stepping onto my pile. So I just feel like it could be a combination of things. So don't shoot the messenger. Some of you, it could just be a person stepping in when you're just genuinely disinterested in love and romance. Like it could be that you're just not interested. That's just not where your priorities are. You're just not worried about it. Or it could truly just be a person that at first sight you're just not really interested in. Immediate rejection. Okay, and it could be vice versa, right? Like it could be a person that does that with you. So let me see what's going on here. Tell me more of this color red pile. Yeah. 2 of Cups. Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, I'm not, it feels like an energy of I'm not really worried about it. Like it comes in when you're just not, that's not the priority. So let me see. Ace of Cups. All right, I've got 3 in the bottom. Jellyfish could be relevant because you got all cups, which are associated with the jellyfish. And then feelings all over my table, right? Cups rule emotions, intuition, creativity, but we do have this Emperor. So, you know, this combination makes me feel like I like it a lot because it simmers down this 4 of Cups. So it feels like those of you, especially when you're asking about where you're looking for someone that is more masculine in nature, right? We have that Emperor, which is really conquering, very motivated, very inspired energy. And we have an energy of disengagement leading to a union and like renewed inspiration, renewed passion, renewed sense of love. And it may be a person. I feel like a lot of you in describing the actual person is going to be like, it feels like a strong, silent, slightly detached type. Like, I don't want to, like, I know some of you are going to be like, that's a shadow. I don't want an avoidant personality. I don't believe that the person is avoidant. I think that the energy is more of a not wearing their heart on their sleeves initially, because it feels like someone that comes across as disengaged with the Four of Cups. Like, they may not date a lot. They may not express interest in people romantically. That just may not be their priority. But when they fall hard, they fall heavy with that Emperor. When we have all of this effort, all of this expression, we have the union into a cups, and that, that love, that crush energy of the Ace of Cups. So it just feels like someone that's really soft and cushy on the inside, that once you spark them, it's like, oh, this person is actually a romantic. Look at them. I would have never guessed that this person, this Emperor, is a romantic. So I like to see it here. So I'm going to keep pulling these cards, get some astrology-based themes for my pile number one. Tell me more about my pile number one. Who is coming towards my pile one in love, and how will they recognize their next partner, please? Who is coming towards my partner? Ooh, some of you, this may be a partner. This may be someone that has like a partner, not like in a romantic sense, but like professionally. Like, you may meet this person through like a partner of yours or theirs. I see that. So look at you, little setup action. Check you out. Tell me who's coming towards my pile one in love. How do we recognize this person, please? There's a lot of ways that you're going to, this detached energy is kind of both of you, right? Like, it doesn't seem like a person that's really engaged in that way, but it just feels like you may be overlooking this person, not even in a rejection sense, but just, it feels distracted, right? Like, I feel like I got buku indicators here of how you'll know, and it's all going to go over your head for a while. I get that. So let me take these two. I'll take the bottom. But yeah, I feel like it's going to take you a little while to realize, hey, I like this Emperor. This person's really nice, right? Look at me. Look at me. Nothing is yet set in stone with the mutable moon. We've got meditate and contemplate with the new moon and Pisces. And you know what? The new moon in Pisces is actually a mutable moon. So this could be someone with mutable placements, specifically Pisces. Does not have to be. I can see it with all of this water, but it doesn't have to be that sign specifically. This could be a timeline, or they may have like other placements, right? All of my mutable signs, that's Gemini, that is Virgo, that is Cancer, and not Cancer. You know what? It could be with all of this water energy. Look at you. But it's actually Gemini, it is Virgo, it is Pisces, and Sagittarius. And I know I said it completely out of order. I know that. And I don't know why, but those are the four, okay? And again, with all this water, some of you maybe Cancer placements could be relevant as well, but there's definitely some mutable energy here. Maybe this person has a mutable moon, okay? Specifically. Let me see. Have faith in your dreams. Waxing crescent moon. A build up, right? Nothing is set in stone. It feels like I'm telling you, it feels like being distracted, being a little bit all over the place, moving and being in constant motion until you finally settle with this meditate and contemplate, like, hey, you know what? This has been going over my head. I think I'm interested in this person, right? Pisces rules that illusion-based things that go over your head, right? The unseen. So, when you're not really paying attention or you're not realizing things, this is kind of it, right? I got that. So let me see. Tell me more about my pile number one. Who's coming towards them in love? Give me some descriptors, please. House 11, friends, like-minded groups, and humanitarian beliefs. I mentioned that this may be someone you meet through someone else, right? Like, I got that. And this would be like that networking factor with the House 11. It is ruled by Aquarius, so it could be a little bit of a surprising factor. Unique situations and circumstances. Okay. And look who showed up on the table. Look at you, my pile one. I already channeled that energy with all of this water energy, and I tried to make it be a mutable sign. So some of you, this could be a Cancer, like someone with Cancer placements as well as mutable placements. So good for you. I love to see it. All right. Let me see here. It says nurture, comfort, and protection. Yeah, somebody here is going to have difficulty expressing how they feel, whether it's you, whether it's them. But I do get a them, right? We're describing them. We got someone that's really strong, really powerful, really soft on the inside. But again, they come across as attached because they may not be the best with their emotions. Initially, it feels like a fear of rejection. It feels like discomfort with new situations. So, like, if this is someone that takes an interest in someone, which based on this personality type feels a little bit uncommon that they would be actually interested in someone truly on an emotional level. It takes a minute for them to really get their words together and just figure out how to go about it, right? But once they're in, they establish a certain level of comfort, right? And then it's like, okay, this is my person. And you see that really like sweet, romantic, lovey-dovey side that does not seem like this person at all. Okay. So let me see. Let me get some more. I'm gonna use Melon Pop next. I'm winging it, y'all. That's why I'm like slowing down a little bit. I'm rolling. I'm picking my decks as I go. Back to this really quickly while I use this deck. So I channeled that really nurturing energy before it hit the table. I'm telling you, some of you, this person may not look the way that they are on the inside and they don't come across that way, but like something about it, you'll see signs, you'll see hints, you'll see like indicators of, oh, this person is not as hard as their exterior makes them seem. And then obviously, as you develop a genuine connection, like the mask comes completely off, okay? And it's like, oh no, this person is a softie, right? So tell me more about my pile number one, please. Okay, I'll take it because it was aggressive in a way that it wanted to come out too. It's like, you know, I always complain about this Melon Pop deck because they don't make it anymore. So if something happens, it goes away. But like this, like it bent in my hand. I'm like, no, don't ruin the deck. Here you are. You've got a red card with green. So some of you may be going to the green pile, but like you're definitely in your right place, your right space with the red card. We have powerful man, strong entrepreneur, boss, leader, mature, empowerment. Literally what I've been describing, right? How this person comes across. I'm going to put it right under the emperor because that's exactly that vibe. Doesn't have to be someone masculine actually if that's not what you're seeking. And if it doesn't resonate, maybe it's not your pile, but this is what I'm getting, okay? Very strong, very powerful, boss-like energy of any gender. But obviously I have a largely feminine audience, so look at you. I've got community here. I keep mentioning that networking, some like a connecting verb. Like I'm telling you, either like you're focused on other things, this person's focused on other things, could be both, and it takes like maybe this external energy, I'll say, and like because I don't know if it's a person or what or who it even is with this networking and community energy that's like, no, let me see if I can, if there's something there, right? Because community says groups, family, neighbors, and polygamy. Now it could be some type of group setting that is really critical in that. You have another red card, so definitely in your right place, right space if you picked because of red. And then let's keep pulling these cards. I feel like we're making good time, but I mean, even got the honeymoon card and romantic feelings. I'm telling you, this is a person that's going to be really romantic, and you may be surprised. Like I get a little surprise element of them being that way because they just do not seem to be that way, especially when we talk about collective settings. They seem very strong, very powerful, and very serious in collective settings, okay? So let me see what's going on here. More about what's coming towards my pile one in love. Well, we got codependency. It says addictions are affecting your romantic life. Now that could be literal. Now for me, I feel like that energy I was channeling, that detached Four of Cups energy, just really going over your head, their head, both, right? Like really preoccupied in different areas, hyper fixated in other areas. That's what I'm getting, right? Codependency is what I kind of, I know it's not necessarily a hyper fixation, but that's the vibe I'm getting from that card. And it feels like a distraction until you realize, like, the distraction of the Four Cups until you realize on the Two of Cups. And then boom, lovey-dovey, because the dual meaning of that codependency is like inseparable energy. Shadow is that's in an unhealthy way, not knowing how to be away from each other. But I do get a maturing energy of very soon. So this person could be right underneath your nose or stepping in very, very quickly, okay? And it does say clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Being available, emotionally available for this person, because there seems to be an emotional unavailability early stages. That seemed to be a delay, okay? So let me pull. Mutable signs and seasons, okay? So when we talk about the end of spring, the end of summer, the end of fall, the end of winter, okay? Tell me more about my pile one. Who's coming towards them in love? Someone that is very self-assured, powerful man, emperor, knows their place, their space in community, like really prominent presence, right? Doesn't have to be a prominent person, but just prominent in who they are and what they do, right? Feels like someone that's doing really well, really successful, very, again, self-assured. Self-love says, as you love who you are, you become more confident in your relationships and with yourself. That's really this person. Okay. That's this person. Very strong in their identity. Okay. So what's at the bottom? We got falling in love. The feeling of falling in love is one of a kind. Know that it is safe for you to be in love. This is someone, I like this combination because falling in love with self-love feels like this person seeing all the qualities they like about themselves and you, right? And seeing that mirrored back at them, and that's something that will draw them in and make them a little more interested. I mentioned a person that's typically disengaged when we talk about love and romance, so all of the qualities that they require, right? When we talk about standards, having standards and self-love, that's what draws them in. They're like, I have certain standards. I love that pile one is a quality person that meets those standards, and like I could see myself going all the way in. Okay, someone that sees you very highly, someone that has a lot of respect for you, someone that admires any expressions of self-love, like basically where they can kind of tell that you love yourself. That's really what draws them in. Okay, especially if you're disengaged with them, especially if they have this energy and you're disengaged with them. Like that's just how it happens. Okay, so that's really, I mean, oh, look at me. I rolled through this. I do want to get you some advice in a second. This pile is over. Look at you. This is someone that loves themselves and loves you loving themselves. We have an incoming energy of Pluto, okay? That's a little bit of a sensual vibe and transformation. Someone that's a bit different from what you're used to, that sees you as different in the best way from what they're used to. So give me more energy regarding who is coming towards my pile number one in love and how they will recognize this person. Give me some messages. All right. Sorry, it's falling. It fell off camera. Give me 1 second. I'll grab it. I'll grab it. Okay. Here we go. So, you know, we got Uranus here, which is like house 11. We've got Virgo. I'm so sorry, this is Scorpio actually. We've got Scorpio and we've got house 7. So this could be someone where you have 7th house synastry with. This is someone where you may connect it via the sign of Scorpio with, through the planet Uranus. And this could also be someone that has this combination, right? Scorpio in the 7th house, right? Uranus in the 7th house, Uranus and Scorpio. Those could be any of the combinations regarding this person, okay? All right, let me get you some advice and close you out. We got confidence at the bottom of your reset and resilience when you split. Tell me So remember your astrology dice. You got Scorpio, 7th house, and the planet Uranus, okay? All right. Give me my advice to close out my pile number 1, please. Equilibrium. Balance out your energy, because I get a strong vibe of it going over your head initially, okay? Where you're like mutable in energy, right? Like it feels like waves. When nothing is set in stone, it feels like transition and constantly on the go and moving, right? Especially when we talk about waxing moon, early stages of building up something. When you find, because it shows like here, when you finally like ground and stabilize, you'll realize. So like making sure you're balancing your energy so that it doesn't take as long as it could here, okay? Right? Yeah, ground. Yeah, right? Equilibrium and ground. So ground your energy so you don't miss signs, right? Because like this is the next partner, but this still, like, the timeline really kind of depends on you in order this person and your ability to be in equilibrium and grounded, okay? So that is all I have for you today, my pile number 1. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay in the know on the content we post here on this channel. Thank you for watching. All right, pile 2, my blue color pile. Let's see who's coming towards you in love and how you'll recognize your next partner. So for those of you that are new, I read and channel past, present, as well as incoming energy. I do read from a polarity, which means there's a light as well as a shadow. You just have to find yourself in the lesson, in the journey, okay? So let's get to your reading. I want to see who this is. We will try to get timelines, okay? Regardless, I have my little dice that we will throw at the end, and we'll get some key indicators of your person. Maybe even some like placements or possible synastry, right? Things that are relevant to this person. Tell me for my blue color pile, my pile number 2. Who's coming towards you in love? Okay. A maturing energy of the 10 of Pentacles. Someone that like has a family, right? Like, and that's not a shadow. I would never, I would read you shadow traits, but I would never say who's coming towards you in love and with the intention of it being your next partner, of it being someone already with a family like that, okay? Unless it becomes a shadow pile of don't do it. Because if it's that loud, then I can't help it. But it doesn't feel like that. It feels like someone that, a good example would be a more mature age of life, like someone that has already had a family, like has children, previous marriage, things like that, but stable, right? Now, when we're talking about single mingling, like this is someone that's very, very stable. They've reached the point of their life where they're ready, not only internally, but externally for a family, right? Whether that's their immediate goal or not, doesn't matter. It's someone with the grounded sense of stability to be family oriented, right? Like if this is more of a matter of, does the person want a family or not, right? Because the can they is not a question. I love it. Someone that's very stable, very successful, and if they're not successful, this would be more inheritance based, okay? So let me see. Tell me more about my pile number 2 is coming towards you in love. This is an incoming energy of the moon, okay? Very private person. Who is this? I say that because my pile 2, the first main thing that like, okay, how do you, like, who is this? How you recognize them? What we need to know about them, right? Is that they're very stable, very grounded. When we talk about like family and like the potential for one, whether they have one already, they've established, or as they're establishing a family, and we talk about legacy and just finances and being stable, like just very private in that area. Like the moon is like illusions and not a lack of clarity here. Like it might literally be someone that's like, okay, I don't know what you do for money. I'm so serious. And like Even if it's not, like, if you know what this person does career wise, it just seems like their finances kind of surpass what that. I mentioned inheritances earlier. We'll take that as your third card in the bottom, okay? But like, it just feels like it's like a lack of clarity. Like, okay, so what do you do for money again? Because like, I know what your job is, but I really didn't think it paid that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of what I'm getting for this group. And that's literal, and it doesn't even have to be all of that, because even if there's like not the confusion, even if you know exactly how this person like is as stable as they are, they're still incredibly private about it. This actually would be someone that wants to get to know you privately, because like, they just seem to be very private about their family, like their home, their ancestry, like all of the things. Like, they're very private about their home. Like, you know what Ten of Pentacles feels like? It feels like the family house, right? Like, it feels like a family, a house, like a large home with many generations in it, and that privacy of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of a little bit the analogy. Not saying literally, but that's what I mean by like, very private about their family, very private about their assets, very private about like their money and things like that. Okay, so what is this? We got the Nine of Cups. Someone that really prioritizes personal indulgence. Okay, like very much so. Like, they prioritize things that make them feel good as an individual. Okay, some of you, specific side note, this is someone that could be, and it could be a shadow depending on what you want, could be the type of person that presents as single because they're hyper private about their home life. Like, you would never know they had like a home and a family, like, because that's just how they operate, if that makes sense. So it just depends on what you want, what you're comfortable with. Like, different strokes for different folks. I don't know. I'm like, but stable, right? Very, very stable. It's a different person stepping onto the table. So let me see. Notice I didn't get any like personalities. I got the major arcana of the moon and the woo-woo, like, now you see me, now you don't vibe. But I got a person that's really like self-fulfilled, very good at like being grounded and supporting family when necessary, but also very private about it, and just incredibly stable. So let's just keep pulling cards to see what else we can get about this very private person. At the bottom, you do have the blue moon. Hey, look at you. That's relevant because like, you got the blue pile, you know? So I like when we get those little accents and synchronicities in the pile, confirming you're in your right place, right space. This is a very different, very unique individual, just so you know. I'm almost getting a vibe that and this is based on you and your perception, right? Because we're trying to see who's coming towards you and how you'll recognize this partner. It's making me feel like you are going to see this person as like this really big prize. Like, this person will be like everything you want in a partner. Like, when we talk about that rare opportunity, like, this is a once in a lifetime top type of partner, right? Especially if you tend to be super picky, like I'm picky, this is what I want. This will be as close to, I guess, if those of you with a list, like, it'll be as close to that as possible. So tell me, my blue. Yeah, we got a new start is coming with the new moon. Okay, it'll be someone wanting a fresh start. Okay, got the full moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. Okay. Even move this out of the way. This person's exceptionally quiet, by the way. Like, I don't know who you're asking about, but they're very difficult to read. And they may be that way in real life with the moon, right? Like, this is someone you're not even going to realize they want a family for a while. Like, they may present as being like excited about being single, right? Tell me. Okay, Venus, very, very stable person. Okay, very stable person, very private person. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna grab a card here in a second. Everything that you need to know. Like so far, the thing is this person is very stable, but they are very private. They are very quiet. And I don't know why that's the hugest deal, but that's just something you need to know. Tell me about this blue color pile. House 2. Hey, same energy that just came out, right? Same energy, similar energy as that. So house 2 talks about physical security, possessions, material values, self-worth. Financially stable, very, very stable. Okay. Taurus rules the second house. Here we are, the full moon in Taurus, which happens during Scorpio season, which I led with that Ten of Pentacles talking about like inheritances. Okay. And also the shadow side of that is debt. So it seems like someone with a lot of responsibility to where they would kind of, in order to be a healthy person, they would need to prioritize that Nine of Cups, because you can only extend as much as your cup is full, right? So it's just someone that would need to make sure they're prioritizing their self in the moments that they can. But private, stable. That's what you got on my table. And I'm like, I have like weird thing where I'm rhyming like unconsciously, and Venus is back. So give and receive love, find value, see beauty. This person's love language is stuff. Like I won't even say that it's acts of service, because it doesn't even I don't see that on the table. I see stuff. Like this person expresses their love through possessions and gifts. Like that's it. Like I don't know another way to describe this person. That's kind of what I've got here. Okay. But hyper private, so much so that the table is like dead silent. So let me see what Melanin Pop is gonna tell us. Hey, look at you at the bottom. You got a, hey, blue. You got blue. So you got a blue card. Look at you. And it says secret admirer. So that quiet, private moon energy. So you know what? I get a vibe that this is a person. Ooh, now it's telling it. We'll pull in a second. This is why I like Melanin Pop. It's a little bit, it's messy enough to say, I don't care if you want to be read. It's one of those piles. It's one of those decks. So this is a person that's going to watch you for a while before actively engaging you on a romantic level. Okay. Or positioning themselves, I guess, for you. I don't know. It depends. There's no genders on my table right now. I got Moon and Venus, which is a very attractive person, along with being very stable. But the emphasis is on privacy with secret admirer. It's like hide out energy. And it feels like someone that's like, before they know, like, okay, I'm going to go for it. Like dream, lead a practical plan. Like this is my strategy, like figuring things out, being very practical about it. There's a lot of Venus energy on my table. So which makes my dominant sign on my table to be Taurus. Doesn't have to be a Taurus placement. Okay. Doesn't have to be Taurus placements. Could be, but this is really just leading with that Ten of Pentacles, someone that's very, very stable. I think the main thing, you may have a lot of secret admirers. The main thing that needs to be said is, yes, this will be a very attractive person, someone that indulges on themselves. But the main thing is knowing that this is someone that is very stable financially on their own, could support a family on their own, and is very private. Those will be the key indicators. I think in you having options and possibly a little bit of confusion, that's what you really need to know is stable on their own, desperately private. Okay? So let me a little bit quirky, a little bit different with that alien energy. But that also talks about mystery of the moon, okay? Very, very attractive, right? We got glow up. This is someone that will have experienced some type of major glow up in their life, possibly even a revenge glow up that leaves like other people in regret. And when I say regret, I don't mean like exes just purely. I mean just people like, dang, like look at how that person's doing this despite whatever, I don't know, but that's this person. And some of you, this, I mentioned this feeling like a blue moon kind of energy for you, like a type of partner. Some of you, this partner like would be a partner, like you would have this person and people would, I guess, find out, because y'all, they're not going to say anything with all of this privacy on the table, but it would feel like, oh, look at that blue pile, the pile number 2. They really like got like that dream partner. They got like a partner that everybody would want, right? That's kind of what this pile looks like. So tell me more about my color blue pile. My pile number 2, please. All right. Time heals all wounds. Trust, synchronicities, healing, divine timing. Someone that's very patient, right? Dreams needing a practical plan, a builder, right? Feels like someone that builds over time. Someone that I mentioned, we have the secret admirer energy, like in the planning aspect. Someone that would, again, admire you for a little bit, that would just kind of watch the synchronicities and like the alignment. And when I say synchronicities, I'm saying like things that make sense to them, like, oh, I like that. Like, I don't know, I ran into Pile 2 at the coffee shop, their order similar to mine, like weird specifics like that. Like that's kind of the thing, like, oh, I like how Pile 2 moves, it's very similar to me, or is very complimentary to me. Like that's kind of what I get from this card. Okay. Also feels like someone has a lot of trust issues. That's probably the desperation with the privacy here. That's probably that. Like it feels like someone with trust issues, someone that would take again a while to open up. So this one's calling me. Boom. What have we been talking about? I know what I'm talking about. I don't need these cards. Okay. It says self-made, abundant, rich, full circle, changes, and joy. I told you. That's this person. It's all over the table. That's the main thing you need to know about this person. Okay. And we've got, would you accept apology, romantic gestures, offers higher commitment? Some of you have, it's fading in the background, okay? You have someone that's going to make an offer from the past, possibly someone you already have a family with, someone who had a family previously or something, because I got time heals all wounds, and would you accept, like someone kind of like trying to spin the block. That could be what you want, if that's something you're open to, especially someone that's doing a lot better in life, like they were down and I don't know what the chaos was. I don't see chaos, but like I'm not gonna dig for it. I don't want to invite it in. Like someone that feels like they're doing a lot better now, and hoping that you're open enough. And obviously, if it's on the table, those of you where that applies, I see you being open and it being a lot more stable, a lot more grounded. Okay. Now, my singles, this is someone that in the preparation, because it's a person that is a little bit excessive, like hyper private, very paranoid, because the planning and the time heals all wounds, taking their time, the secret admirer element, like observing you and things like that. It just feels like taking their time and figuring out, okay, is this the right thing to do? And then them feeling that, like, I feel like positioning themselves for you to move, or making the move, whatever, whoever does what, right? Because this is someone that's going to directly make it clear to you that they're interested when it happens, okay? But I do feel like this is a person with a certain rags to riches element. So I know I mentioned inheritances. It doesn't feel like the inheritance would be like, it doesn't feel like not that there's many people with that, but it doesn't feel like a generational wealth element at all. It feels like an inheritance would be like a windfall of money, like I don't know, major job, like offer, right? Huge contract, right? Like then we also have that element of like the Scorpio Taurus axis. When we talk about inheritances, that could be like through death, like literal death, like in insurance policies and things like that. That's kind of what I'm getting, like healing. And it, because time heals all wounds could also be like pain, like a loss, right? Like I get, like, so where it's not this person that built themselves from the ground up, and even if they still did, like some of that additional could be through those things, okay? So just be cognizant of that. And then so there's a lot of trauma here with that on the table, okay? So what are we pulling from? Let me get these other love decks. This person is not a person that allows themselves to be pressured. They do what they want, when and how they want, at the speed in which they choose to. Like, it does not feel like someone, I mean, only people with this energy have the luxury of moving the way that they do, because this is someone that does what they want, when and how they want. Like, they say yes, they say no, and they don't seem like the type to really budge. But again, You can do that when that's you, right? You got engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. This is a person that dates with the intention of engagement, of family. They're hyper private, they're hyper picky. They're very slow to move because they're worried and paranoid. And so the only way they would be interested in someone would be like, okay, this is someone I could potentially start a family with, because you can't be hyper private with a bunch of strangers in and out of your life. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm getting from this person. So I don't know who this is. I hope that it's complimentary to you, because I could see how someone would see this as like a shadow. I don't see it as a shadow because I understand the energy. I really do. But I could see how this person could be too intense for some people. Like, in this person being hyper picky, like, I don't know if they would get a lot of people to stick around very long because they are intense. Okay. We got trust. Yeah, they got trust issues. It says the situation is calling for you to have faith. Now, if they trust you, it's fine, but it takes a long time to gain this person's trust. Okay. It takes a lot. Okay. So I'm going to pull from this deck. I will roll your astrology dice to get more clarity, and I'll get you some advice to close you out. All right, tell me who's coming towards my pile 2 in love. How will they recognize their next partner, please? Give us more on how they recognize their next partner, please. Telepathy. Pay attention to the telepathic messages that are being sent and received at this time. This is someone that you'll kind of feel like a connection with this person. It'll feel like you're on the same wavelength, right? Like, the reason why this works for you, like, a lot of people would feel like, oh no, this is crazy, this is intense, I'm not interested. But I don't feel like my people picking this pile are like that. You're like, yeah, no, it's fine, that makes sense. I feel like y'all are just rolling with the energy of this person. They're very eccentric, but you're on the same wavelength. So I feel like you'll kind of understand this person's quirks a little bit, right? Like, it just feels like you're gonna be on the same page about a lot, even the things that don't make sense to other people, right? The bottom, you got ecstasy. Your partner elevates your mind, body, and soul. The feeling of pleasure is electrifying. Chemistry off the charts with this person. I'm telling you, like, I hate to, like, I'll make a mention, like, this is a person, the sensual vibe would not even, it would feel otherworldly. It would be like otherworldly. It would be very intense, like you're in one body. I'll leave it at that, because this combination made me feel like not knowing, especially with the moon, it's kind of like having your moments where you're not sure where you begin and the other ends. That's what I'm saying, like that type of merging. So good for you. I love to see it on my table. So let me roll these astrology dice for my pile 2 so we can see who's coming towards my pile 2 in love. All right. Hey, look at you. That's not different at all. We got Jupiter, planet of luck. Look at you. We got Jupiter. We got the house 7. Everybody's getting, I mean, this is the reading of relationships, but everybody so far got house 7. And we got Scorpio again. So Scorpio, somebody's got hot Scorpio in the 7th house for sure. Okay. Jupiter possibly in house 7. It could be a transit. Jupiter and Scorpio, that's a thing. But Scorpio, house 7, and Jupiter. And you know what? Everything about this feels very Plutonian, and Scorpio very much so. Actually does give Venus Scorpio synastry. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. So let me get your advice. I almost closed you out without advice. Oh no. Let me see what's going on. Maybe you don't need advice. Maybe you just need to sit tight. Tell me about my pile 2. What advice do we have for my pile number 2 regarding this next romantic partner for them, please? My piece of advice for my pile number 2. There we go. Well, yeah, you don't need advice. Just go for it. Go for it, or just accept, right? Would you accept is here? Yes. Okay. At the bottom, I've got willpower. Be very active in accepting. Be very active in pursuit, wherever you fall, okay? So that is all I have for you today. My pile number 2. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay in the know on the content we post here on this channel. Thank you for watching. All right, my pile number 3, my color yellow pile. Let's see who's coming towards you in love and how you'll recognize your next partner. So here's the funny thing about this group. Yeah, I know I didn't finish my intro, but like, I don't know if those of you watch more than one pile, the light shifted, so it all of a sudden got cloudy. Like, I'm looking out the window, it looks like it's now going to rain. It's going to be cloudy. So I don't know if like this is a person you're going to meet in a dark night of the soul kind of era of life for one or both of you, or if this is someone that you're going to like meet as you're stepping out of that. I think I actually hear thunder now. Oh no, oh no. I actually love bad weather, so just work with me here. Some of you are seeing repeating 4s and 6s. The reason why I mentioned that, so I got hold your vision here. Okay, at the bottom here, I've got exciting news. I'm like, ooh, this is going to be someone that either you meet or like you'll get together surrounding some really exciting news. Well, at the bottom of your reset here, you got the Wheel of Fortune. So it just feels like a good luck period of life. And if you understand just energy and how it typically works, that usually follows a really low period of life. Like, it's rare you see somebody that's like, I'm up, 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 up after just being steady, right? It's usually like an ascension of some form, okay? Now it happens, but just especially with the cloudy day I'm having right now out of the blue when I'm stepping into this pile, it feels like that may be some of the circumstances. So let me see what's going on with this color yellow pile. So I'll say this also. I don't know how that happened because I was looking at the thumbnail. So like, I'm looking to my left and this happened. So these are your 4 cards. The end. Wheel of Fortune is your bottom of the deck. The end. And I'll tell you why that actually matters in a second, because this is my particular pile and it's going to be very synchronicity oriented, and it's going to feel very divine and like universal shifting of fates and such with this pile. Okay, which I like. That's funny because this by chance is the one distinct image. So all of the others are like hard serve, right? Whether we're talking about gelato or ice cream, and you know, it looks like the espresso is being poured over it after being chilled. Yes, I know I have that type of attention to detail because I hand selected each image. The third one, which is yours, it is actually an affogato being made directly from the espresso machine. So it's like the ice cream was scooped in, the gelato was scooped in, and then boom, fresh out of the hot machine, just going down. So it's all melted and bubbly and foamy, which I'm certain is good for those of you that enjoy it that way. But it's like, no, we're not gonna let this cool. We're gonna just put this espresso straight off, hot off the press, right? Like, that's the energy. It's the only one that's like that, right? So that's why it looks that way for those of you that see, okay? And in me pointing that out, we're bringing back this Wheel of Fortune, which sometimes I associate with Jupiter energy. Sagittarius could be a relevant placement, but it is traditionally 4 points of all of the fixed placements. So my fixed signs: Taurus, Leo, I was gonna say Libra, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So those are the 4 points of the fixed placements. You got 4 cards, okay? So the number 4 is very relevant to this pile, which is interesting. So I'm thinking that like, this is my pile of, oh, I picked it because either it was yellow or because I liked that it was the different picture, or I liked that it was already melting. Now I'm more of a like I like the hard serve girl. Like I would pick, like, I like hard ice cream. I don't like soft serve if I can get away from it. But love that for you. Love that for you. So what do we have? Oh, look at you, the Lovers. I mean, I mentioned it possibly being very like divine and all the things. There you are. There you go. You got the Lovers. All right, got the Eight of Swords, which talks about possibly holding yourself back, right? Where you're like kind of like thinking you can't do something that you can. It's kind of like when you're blindfolded. So like you think you're trapped and you're not. So let me see what this is. Ooh, look at my blank card came out. Some of you are like, what is that? Like, why is it blank? Right? Some of you are like, why is it blank? Because in the deck, I got a blank card. So I decided, I'm excited that it came out, that I was going to keep it and make it a major arcana. So you got 3 major arcana cards. I'm treating it like it's that mermaid energy since this is a blue sea deck. So I like it. And then the sun. Ooh, what's that? You got all these major arcanas. Look at you. Don't be overreacting to the blank card. The blank card is the mermaid. Just roll with it, okay? I'm not that best. I'm not that good of like hand drawing, so I'm not gonna like do anything with the card. So lovers, 8 of swords, my little mermaid in the blank slate, and the sun. And it feels like someone that's gonna see you as everything and then some, so much so maybe you stop them in their tracks and they like hesitate for a little bit because they're like super intimidated. That's what I'm getting, okay? Especially with this fixed energy, okay? It feels like someone that's gonna see you as like, okay, I will be very, very lucky to end up with this pile 3, okay? Like that's kind of how this person views you. The one minor arcana card you got is the card of holding oneself back and restriction, okay? But it's all preconceived restrictions. Like it's all internal, right? So I mentioned all of the things coming out. Let me just keep trucking along with this. You got fixed moon here at the bottom. I did say that, hold your vision. So that's that same energy. So this person could definitely have fixed placements. Definitely could, especially since we have one on the table, which would be the sun, which is ruled by Leo. Okay, this is my divinely orchestrated connection for sure. So tell me more about, if anything, it feels like divinely orchestrated in a way where you wouldn't have set yourselves up. Like this is a couple that wouldn't have put themselves together, that kind of got shoved together, right? Like after it happened, you know what I mean? Like it's just how that like circumstances kind of placed you together. You would never have like actively sought the type of people each other are, if that makes sense. Like it worked and it's great, right? If anything, it feels like this is a pile of your next partner will truly be your like forever partner. But it's just like the circumstances are like otherworldly and things like that. Like you wouldn't have chosen each other or organically. I say that hesitantly because like you're very compatible with this. A personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon of Cancer. So it's in reverse. What's that all about? I mentioned it being like a very dark period for someone. Like 8 of swords is very, like swords are very mental in the best and or worst ways. And this is one of the shadow cards when we talk about the mind. Like again, with those limitations of your mind and holding yourself back and self-sabotaging possibly in ways you don't even realize, or delaying yourself in ways you don't realize. It could be you, could be this person, or both. But we talk about a personal issue that needs to be resolved that can't, right? For whatever reason. And it seems like a change of circumstances where maybe one or both of you is able to support each other or the other, right? Because the lovers is partners, right? It's ruled by the sign of Gemini, the twins. So it's 2 people that kind of can help support each other or one or the other. And then we even got my little mermaid in the middle, right? Which is that healing energy, that very powerful energy, especially aligned with that sun. So what's at the bottom? A new start is coming. We do have a new moon. It feels like 2 people meeting and ushering in a new era. This is a really woo-woo, ominous read. I know. I know. Let me pull from this other deck and I'll pull from these love decks so we can get more clarity. I was going to call this Capricorn energy incorrectly because I don't know why, but full moon in Capricorn in reverse felt like Capricorn energy, even though I know it happens during Capricorn season. But the sign of Capricorn is ruled by Lord Saturn, which is kind of very karmic, very fated, very lesson-based energy. This is going to be someone that you grow and evolve in all of the best and most complex of ways with, right? Like Wheel of Fortune, ups and downs, right? Fixed sign energy, not budging, not going anywhere. As difficult as it gets, you roll with it, but also enjoying all the best of times together, okay? So I'm telling you, it feels like not going anywhere energy on my table when this person steps in. Feels like binding, okay? Tell me, right, maturing energy of Taurus. It's a fixed sign. It is a fixed sign. It says trust, patience, and sensuality. That stability, that certainty, all of the things here, okay? It's at the bottom. Pisces, intimacy, intuition, and compassion. Okay. I even see that as kind of like a blank slate, a fresh start. I mentioned that new start, like completely, like it feels like you meet this person and it changes your life completely. You become a whole new person and like everything changes. I don't know why it's that intense, but that's what my table's got. And it's now a cloudy day. It was not before. It was not before. So it feels like one of the key assets of this person to you will be how safe you are and how confident you are in expressing your darkest sides, like the sides of yourself that you would avoid with the Eight of Swords. Like you'd be very comfortable in just not being able to resolve issues. Like something about this connection feels like you don't feel like you need to correct everything, resolve everything, be perfect. You're comfortable just being human. Look at you. I like it. Like this feels like a connection that you can be safe in without fear of judgment. I like it. So let me see my call number 3. Who's coming towards you in love, and how will you recognize your next partner? More maturing energy, exciting news. Hey, this was the card at the bottom, right? I mentioned exciting news. That's going to be a key thing, okay? It says good news is coming your way, whether it be a pregnancy, an engagement, or moving in together. Get excited to celebrate, okay? And then you've got communication, which is messages. It says a conversation is on the horizon. Someone is planning to reach out. Be ready to express yourself. So this will be someone that, like, it's a thing. Like, I'm telling you, this is someone, they're not even going to let the espresso cool. They're just going to be like, just pour it in the cup on top of the ice cream. It melts. That's the point, right? Like, that's the thing, okay? So communication and exciting news will be key regarding this person. I am pulling decks out of order. I don't know why, because Melanin Pop was supposed to be before that one, but it could be regarding stability and finances, as that is the sign that rule those, and the placement of such. And communication regarding things that previously had not been clear with this person. So tell me who is coming towards my pile number 3 in love, and how will they recognize this person? It feels more situational, right? Like the circumstances in your or this person's life that seemed to be a thing. Hey, we got the mermaid with the blank card, and I've got the beach. Look at you. Ocean, water, cleanse, force, subconsciousness. This is my healing thing. There's like a huge, and I get it, I'm using the blue tarot deck, but it's kind of like this is more of a Yamaya feel, right, to it. I know I'm using that deck, but that doesn't have to be, like, I'm not one of those people that reads, I know I'm a tarot reader, and that may sound like a lie, but I don't look into every little sign that I see on the table. But this card does feel like that, especially since the blank mermaid card came out and Pisces, right? So there you are, there you go. But it just feels like someone that you can go as deep with, deeper than you could with anyone else on the earth. Like this is someone you would share, I'm talking too much, your deepest, darkest secrets with, and they would share theirs as well. Like this would be 100% a person that you would tell anything to, and you know they wouldn't overreact in any way. Like you could say the craziest, most chaotic thing to this person, and they just, it would not faze them. Okay. We got athlete. It says dedication, training, hobby, talent, active, game, and sports. So I mentioned, you know, I told you that Affogato is the most bizarre one on there because it's just very active for no reason. Like you didn't even let it cool. You know what I'm it bothers me because I'm a person that prefers, again, hard, like, served ice cream. So you didn't even let it cool. Like you just dumped the espresso on it right out of the machine. You didn't even like put it in a separate cup to give it a chance to like settle so you can make the dish appropriately. You just dropped it in there. Now it came out aesthetically cute. Like it came out nice. That's why it ended up on your thing, but it just feels active. Like I'm just going, I'm moving, I'm active. That's the pile. So this could be this person's nature, right? Very quick, moving when they're not hesitating. So I see that. I see that a lot. Because that truly is the definition of that image. So let me see what else I've got. You know, all of this fast-paced energy just feels like really exciting news, like just in life in general, right? Like it feels like, so this is what I'm getting, okay? We mentioned the fixed signs and the Wheel of Fortune being overview and changing. The Lovers feels like a connection or just something that balances. And then where we previously have this restricted energy of the Eight of Swords, we got that blank slate of that mermaid and the sun that's really powering through and ascending, where we have clarity from things that were previously like hidden from us, whether internal, external, as people. Like that's kind of the energy. So like I don't know if that's your era of life, if it's this person's era of life, or if it's both. Hold on, it's not that dark, it's fine. But that's what I'm getting. And the beach talks about that. It talks about that hidden energy, which is why I was leaning with the deepest, darkest secrets element. So let me see here what this deck has to say. I'm gonna throw your dice and get you some advice. All right, my pile number 3. Who's coming towards you in love? Someone that clears their throat a lot. Okay, this is gonna be somebody that like clears their throat a lot. So tell me, let me see. I mentioned your forever person, so yeah. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So some of you, this is someone you've met. Some of you, this may be someone you've met, but you didn't even realize you met them, right? Because especially if you're living in chaos, or if they're living in chaos, you may not even realize yet. Okay. And then you got romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Someone you're going to be sure about. Okay. Even if hesitant, there's a certain level of certainty on my table. So much so, again, you pick the image where it's like, no, we're making an affogato. I don't have time for this espresso to chill. Just dump it in the cup. I love it. It's funny. So let me throw your dice. Tell me. Also feels like someone is very discreetly active. I don't know what that means. So give me some descriptors. All right, we got Pluto, Aquarius, and the 5th house. All right, look at you, joy and pleasure. So 5th house is joy and pleasure and dating and romance. This could be someone with Pluto in the 5th, okay? Pluto in Aquarius, okay, that could be their generation. And then Aquarius in the 5th house could be a thing, okay? But yeah, those are relevant symbols for this person. They're going to be very fun, very intense, and very different. Okay, at least. So let me get your advice and close you out. My pile number 3, please. What advice do we have from my pile number 3 regarding who's coming towards them in love? All right, tell me. Okay, you need all that advice. It's going to be regarding this hyperactive athlete energy, okay? At the bottom of my deck, I have grounding. So you need to ground your energy and be stable. We're going to put you. For some reason, I left a wide open space on my left side. What is that? Okay, so it's going to be here. Be active and grounding for sure. We got willpower and protection. All of this feels like stability. Be very active in will towards grounding and protection and being stable, right? Okay. Now, for whatever reason, I'm getting a strong, be very active and grounded in protecting this person. I don't know who this is. Something about this person, it just feels like I do have some secrecy. I don't know what that is. But willpower and protection, right? It feels like being active in protection. And this is very active energy. Okay, literally active on the card. So be active in will towards protecting and grounding. Okay, so I don't know what that's all about. I'm just going to close it out. That's going to be up to you and this person when they come in, even though this is so far the one pile where it could be someone that you're just not aware of or whatever in the background. And some of you may even already know who this is because, right, this could be the one says it. So I'm gonna let you have it. All right, so that's all I have for you today, my pile number 3. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay in the know on the content we post there on this channel. Thank you for watching. All right, pile number 4, my color green pile. I don't know, I lost you for a minute. Here we go. Let's see what's coming towards you in love and how you'll recognize your next romantic partner. So for those of you that are new here, I read and channel past, present, as well as incoming energy. I do read from a polarity, which means there's a light as well as a shadow. You just have to find yourself in the lesson, in the journey. So let's see what's going on here. I don't really have much coming into this pile. Like, this isn't a pile that I'm like, I don't have much, and then I look at the bottom and I split. Very intuitive person, very in tune with their emotions, very in tune with their dreams, very in tune with spirit and the higher realms and like the unseen. Like, I get that with this combination. Very in tune, whether they're conscious of it or not. Like, this could be somebody that just kind of has hunches and they come true. You know what I mean? Like, you know, those people that just kind of say things and then it just happens. Like, whether they're, like I said, whether they're conscious of it or not. But there is a side where it is a very literal high priestess vibe. All right, tell me more about who's coming towards my powerful love and how they will recognize this partner. This is incoming. This is already here. Wheel of Fortune. Hey, look at you. You're my second pile of day where things are turning around in the best way. So incoming, great energy, and already here is growth and expansion and ascending beyond limited circumstances. So the Wheel of, again, incoming change of luck in the best way. And again, Six of Swords is where you take that active measure towards improving circumstances. So whatever that means, whatever that situation is, that this is the situation and the timeline, right? Where you're feeling like you're elevating, what this person's elevating and moving on to calmer waters in the best way. So let me see. Give me one more. There we go. Got the Ace of Wands, activated energy. Like, I got this spark of energy. Things are working out great for me. I'm feeling good. I'm starting to feel good. We got a Queen of Swords. All right. Let me see. Someone that's very sharp, okay? Someone that's very sharp, very savvy, very determined, very goal-oriented, okay? Very clear in communicating, okay? And very good at evolving and elevating their perspective. I don't know why I got all that description of this person, but I love it. The person feels very open, okay? A fiery climax approaches, similar energy to that Ace of Wands. Full moon in Aries is actually approaching us, as it is now Libra's season. Tell me more about who's coming in love, who's coming towards my pile 4. I almost want to say, like, you know what I kept saying wrong just now? Who's coming in love with pile 4? Like, who's becoming in love with pile 4? Like, who's falling in love with pile 4? So who is that? Feels active, feels current. Check you out. Okay, the pile 4 Cardinal moon, be bold and make the first move. So this could be, I don't know why I'm putting it here, but maybe this is a key overview, right? It's someone, I feel like this is someone that's going to be very active towards you. And honestly, I put it in the past tense, so it could have happened already. Like someone that made a move, like a very bold one. I don't know who that is. Let me see. Balance, spirituality, and practical. Someone that's very spiritual and grounded at the same time with that full moon in Pisces. You know, we got the moon that's upcoming, right? If the full moon in Aries that's upcoming, the most recent full moon was the full moon in Pisces. So I think we got our timeline of current for a lot of you here, okay? But this supports that high priestess, high priest energy, regardless of gender, right? Someone that's balanced on all planes, okay? Very active towards what their goals are. So let me get more. Tell me about my pile number 4. Who's coming towards them in love, and how will they recognize their next partner? Some of you, the move was, depending on where you fall, very active, but in a balanced way. Like it wasn't, it would be a bold move, but not aggressive, if that makes sense. You'll be very clear and very grounded. So tell me, my power 4, who's coming towards you in love, and how will you recognize your next partner? House 9, spiritual growth. Spiritual growth is 6 of Swords energy, okay? It's ascension, it's elevation, it's higher knowledge, okay? It's higher education, it's higher realms, right? It's when you are looking to grow and evolve. That's this person's nature, someone that's constantly looking to grow and ascend in some way. So let me see, Mars, that's that cardinal moon, that's very active person, move forward, defend self, someone that could be very defensive, someone that is very active, someone that very powerful, someone that could have a slight combative mean edge. I don't get a mean person, but the Queen of Swords is not always friendly, regardless of gender. Like, it's just not. And so that Mars is someone that could be a little bit dominant in personality, okay? So let me, I don't know, this pile is just rolling. Let me pull from this other deck. Very fiery person, okay? Tell me more. My pile number 4. Like, I feel like I'm rolling through it. It's almost like, okay, it's very clear, okay? So tell me, my color green pile, who's coming towards my pile 4. New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. It is someone new. It's someone you've not been with before, for sure. Okay, it is someone you've never been with on a romantic level. We've got honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Travel could be relevant. Holiday season could be relevant. Okay. Let's see. Tell me who's coming towards my pile 4 in love. I'm powering through. I think that's, you know what, when I was cleansing, for whatever reason, I put Melanin Pop at the bottom. Maybe that's where we'll get our details, and that's why, like, it's going to be positioned the way that it is. So give me more clarity on who's coming towards my pile 4 in love and how they'll recognize this person. Okay, make the first move. This is a person that is making a move, has made a move, will make a move. Okay, feels like here it's incoming, here it's almost past tense. Like, this is the person that's made a move, is making a move, will make a move. Be very direct, be very active, okay? Move forward, defend self, be bold and make the first move, make a move. This is a person that's very direct, okay? It says the time is now, someone is planning to take action, or it's time for you to make the move. If this doesn't feel like a person, like, if you don't feel like you would be a person pursued, right? Then this is someone you will feel the need to be very active towards. Like, you're going to feel the need to do it. Like, you're going to feel very stimulated and needing to do it. Okay. So let me see, you got a new chapter. Hey, new love, making a move, and a new chapter of life. It says a fresh start is always good for everyone. Doors are opening for this new phase within your love life. You might have skeleton key readings on the channel. If that's your thing, go for it. There's a playlist. But yeah, making a move towards a new chapter with this person. So let me, like, it feels like this person is aligned with your next chapter of life and vice versa. So let me see. There's no way I'm done with this pile. So I'm going to pull a few cards from this deck because it just feels so clear. Like, okay, they made a move. They're going to make a move. They will make a move. It's going to be very clear. And I think I did describe some personality traits in this person at the beginning as well. And it was more of a, okay, if that's not them and what you would expect out of them, then this is you making the move. It's very clear, making a move. I don't know why, because like we're not even 10 minutes in and I'm actually done. We got a new chapter of You Are My World. This is balance, care, respect, reciprocate, grounded, and we're someone that you kind of like balance out with, right? Like it feels mutual, like it's going to be mutual and very intense very quickly. Okay, so I will pull 3. Yeah, I'll pull 3. Tell me, give me more clarity on who's coming towards my powerful in love. All right, got walking away, leaving, separation, endings, divorces. Could be someone that there's distance with. 6 of Swords talks about a thing. Okay, all right. We got groupie, shallow fan, obsession, stalking, and lusts. I'm definitely gonna get one more in the bottom. There we go. Got manipulation, control, influence, devious trick, exploitative, fool. Ooh, what's all this? Let me see. You got athlete at the bottom again. Some of you are picking multiple piles, but this is that very competitive, very active energy. I don't know if this person has options or if you have options, but it just feels very aggressive. Be bold and make the first move. Make a move. We've got Ace of Wands, Mars, and now we have this athlete energy, and it just feels very, very active. Manipulation aligns with this as well. Groupie aligns with this as well. Let me see. Some of you are going to meet this person after you walk away from someone that is very manipulative. Like you're going to, ooh, I'm talking too much. I'm talking way too much. Let me just, your pile's not that long, so let me talk too much. It feels like here, You Are My World, like maybe a connection where you overextend in and you end up walking away, or this person walks away once you realize like we have that really superficial manipulative energy here, right? Because this combination, right, I love this deck because it tells stories. We got groupie and athlete, and you know what's that storyline associated with that. You can kind of have an energy of someone invested in someone for all the wrong reasons. And like I get that vibe of that's either your energy or this person's energy prior to, what's the question? Them coming in, you coming in, or you recognizing them, since I'm aligning that with our questions, right? That's what I'm getting. Okay, it's gonna like coming after a very manipulative person. It's like dealing with that really manipulative energy and then meeting this person. That's what I've got. This pile is so short. I don't know. I'm like, should I pull more cards? I mean, I'm gonna get you advice. I don't feel right leaving you here with like half the time of everybody else. I'll pull from this deck. I'll get you a card here, and then I'll throw your dice. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. But I don't really want to go down the rabbit hole of that story. If I'm being quite honest, it's too much for this question, right? Hey, look at me. I'm sending you places. That lucky energy is here. So there you go. Feeling very lucky encountering this person. This is going to be relevant to this manipulative energy. We've got happiness. Okay. That way you can see what's going on. Okay. And then I've got patience. So the yellow pansy is a secret admirer pile. Maybe it's yours. Okay. So let me throw your dice and I'll get your advice. Give me some more indicators on this person that is next in love for my pile number 4. And how will they recognize this partner? Ooh, it hit the floor. Look at you. Hit the floor in the sign of Virgo. We got the 10th house. And then we've got North Node. Okay, look at you. So some of you, this person has Virgo in the 10th house. They may have a North Node in Virgo, okay? They may have a North Node in the 10th house, right? Now, those of you that I don't know astrology, I don't know this person's chart, obviously, because this is someone that will be incoming. Obviously, you use this when you know. But what this means is this is someone that would have a very prominent life path associated with like their career and their reputation. Like their life path, which North Node would be heavily connected to their career and social status and reputation because of this. Honestly, it feels like that storyline of the groupie athlete energy. Like this is 100% someone with that. Okay. And then we have the Virgo tie here. Okay. But I mean, I guess go to that yellow pansy that's on the channel. We do have one. Okay. And then let me get your advice and close you out. But again, Virgo, 10th house, North Node, any combination of those. Okay. We got finding love when I split. Give me my advice for this week. Y'all tried to take me down a rabbit hole, and I not only did I not do it, but I cut your reading short. Ooh, I didn't do it on purpose. But I'm not going down the rabbit hole of the drama and the chaos. Hey, tell me my pile number 4's advice regarding who's coming towards them in love and how they recognize this partner. Yeah, use your intuition. Trust what you see, trust what you know, and ground your energy, okay? All right, that's all I have for you today, my pile number 4. Hopefully it resonated. If it did, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can stay in the know on the content we post here on this channel. Thank you for watching.